Hi guys. I think that if we're honest, even atheists must admit that there are some parts of the natural world and the universe which are almost too incredible to attribute to naturalistic forces. And I realise that an appeal to incredulity is no form of evidence, but we're always told that evolutionary forces can drive the creation of the most amazing things, organs which are very, very specific, bodies which are massively complicated. But I'm sure that you, like me, must find some parts of the natural world almost too incredible to believe. And for me, there's one creature which I heard about on a recent TED talk, and I think that its existence literally defies belief as a result of evolution. Now, if you could show me an evolutionary process that leads to it, I would be quite willing to accept it. But they talk about irreducible complexity. Well, I see no form of irreducible complexity in the life of this creature that can possibly explain it. Let me tell you about it. It's called Ampulex compressor, and it's the emerald cockroach wasp. And what this wasp does is it preys upon cockroaches, and it injects them with venom. Now, we're used to creatures that inject poison into their prey that paralyzes them or kills them outright or whatever. But with this wasp, it injects its venom into the brain of the cockroach, and the stinger, as it were, also is a sense organ, so it can feel the brain of the cockroach. So it puts this stinger in there, and then it injects it with poison, and the toxin only paralyzes a very, very specific part of the wasp's brain, particularly the part the part that triggers the escape mechanism. So normally if it got attacked by something, the cockroach would run away, but when this wasp stings it in a very specific part of its brain with a very specific I guess it must be a neurotoxin, not just a venom, but whatever, injects it with this poison, then that disables that reaction in the wasp. And I look at that creature. And then, sorry, the rest of the life cycle is that the Ampulex grabs the cockroach by the antenna, leads it back to the young, injects it with whatever, and then the young eat the cockroach, I suppose. I don't know. But the thing is that if I look at the life cycle of that creature, the evolutionary life cycle of that wasp, I guess. I don't know. I don't even understand how the evolution of a stinger might evolve. I guess. Possibly it was originally some mating organ, and then something that was produced by that mating organ also was toxic to other creatures, and over time those that injected other creatures were the ones that flourished. But it seems even that seems like a long shot to me. But then, to develop a specific toxin that targets only a specific part of a specific prey animal's brain chemistry is the process from stinging a creature to doing what amounts to brain surgery on the creature, having an organ that knows exactly what part of the cockroach's brain it has to find, and then injecting it with a very, very specific neurotoxin. That just seems to me to be a step too far, and I would love to know, from an evolutionary point of view, how on earth such a creature ever came to exist, because it just seems to defy. I realise that over time, the kind of arms race of prey and countermeasures, or measures and countermeasures, is a constant to and fro, just like with moths and bats, for example. One develops sonar, another develops anti-sonar shapes, so then the other one develops better recognition of that shape, so then the moth develops a more erratic flight path and stuff like that. I see how that can happen, because the one that develops the next stage, the moth that develops the erratic flight path, is the one that breeds. But how does one go from having no toxin at all to having a toxin, and then to having a very specific neurotoxin where that toxin is only targeted to a certain part of the brain. So what was happening before that were ampulex just generally injecting cockroaches in the body, and they were kind of a bit paralysed. And then they discovered if they developed, you know, that if they injected them in the head, that those that injected them in the head got a slightly better result and they bred more. And then over time, the neurotoxin, those that had a deformed neurotoxin gene, had even better results because their food was fresh for their young. You know, it almost seems too incredible to me to believe that that's just naturalistic. You know, I mean, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that it's certainly the kind of thing that if a theist came to me and used that as an example, I would be scratching my head as much as they would. So I'm wondering, guys, what other things in the natural world do you find trouble explaining naturalistically? You know, that if you were going to make the case from a theistic point of view, what things would you look at and say, wow, I bet the atheist can't explain that one. Good to speak to you guys. You take care. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please take the time to rate and comment, and it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe. Thank you.